I'm really sorry about that. So, yes, I said I was struggling with my phone, not knowing that my data wasn't turned on. Yes, good evening, ma. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I am so sorry. I was struggling with my phone, not forgetting that I've not turned. Now again, I forgot to turn on my mic. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much. I warmly welcome you all. But if you have been here, old parents that have been watching me, or you are new, I want to say a very warm welcome to you all. Thank you all so much. I am so glad you are here. I am really super excited you are here. Thank you for being here. Okay. My name is Ruth Ihabame. I am the founder of the Critical Parents Hub. Thank you all so much for being here. So today's conversation, we've been having weekend conversations, okay? We've been having weekend conversations talking about tough love, okay? Tough love, how we should move away from tough love to parenting with grace, okay? Parenting, instead of parenting with tough love, parenting with grace, okay? I am your global advocate for parenting equitably, parenting with equitable principles, parenting with love and grace. Okay, so subscribe to the channel if you are yet to do so. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome. So kindly sit down with your notes and your pen as you take insight from today's class. Okay, from today's conversation, it promises to be really insightful. So today we are going to learn practical tools to stop overreacting when your child misbehaves, okay, and respond calmly with clarity and connection instead. Okay, that's what today's conversation is about, how you can stop overreacting. Many of us, when we, after the whole drama, we will discover that it's like what even happened. You think that even my reaction to what even happened is even more than the it's more than the offense, it's more than the misbehavior. So today we are going to be seeing how you can respond calmly instead of all those overreaction instead. Okay, so thank you so much. I see you also. I'm really happy you are here. That's why that we changed the timing. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. So we are going to go into today's conversation. Oh, thank you so much. Today's this is my lightning today. Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. So as so going into today's conversation, we say why overreaction happens. Why does overreaction happen? So here is the science. Okay, overreaction happens because of stress. It happens because of fatigue. It happens because of triggers. Okay, that makes our emotional responses automatic. The amygdala reacts before the prefrontal cortex. What is the amygdala? The amygdala is that part of our brain that is wired for reaction. That is wired for emotions. The emotional part of our brain, that is the amygdala. That is where most parents operate from their amygdala. But today we want to see how we can move from our amygdala to our prefrontal cortex. Our prefrontal cortex is where we think from. The part of our brain that reasons, the part of our brains that thinks. Okay, that's where the prefrontal cortex, that's what it does. Okay, so most of us use our amygdala. Something happens, you just, at the end of the day, you see that your drama was even more than the misbehavior, more than you so yell, so hit, and at the end of the day, you now overcompensate. You feel guilty. So today we are going to see how we stop operating from our amygdala to now start operating with our prefrontal cortex. So your child spills juice, and before you know it, you are yelling, you are hitting the child instead of calmly guiding. Instead of saying, "Oh, what happened? Oh, you poured water away." You just start shouting, you are such a careless child. Yet you start screaming. That is your amygdala in operation. That is your amygdala, not your prefrontal your prefrontal cortex is where you think from, is where you reason from, is the part of your brain that gives you logic. But when you keep using amygdala, it will just get you emotional all the time. You just keep spilling, you just keep hurting people that did not hurt you, just keep spilling on people that never caught you. So your child feels used and you start hitting the child, you start yelling. Have I not warned you before to be more careful? Oh, that's your amygdala in operation. So we want to see how we can start using our prefrontal cortex instead of just staying on the amygdala in action. Okay? So thank you all for being here once again. So now the good news is once we understand this, we can take control and respond differently. Yes, that's the good news. You cannot, it's not a life sentence, okay? That you've been using your amygdala does not mean that you cannot rewire your brain, you cannot train your brain, you cannot retrain your brain to start using your prefrontal cortex. Okay, there's a very good news. So we can start today. I have 5 tools for us, okay, that we can start using. Okay, so hope you are writing, you're taking notes. Okay, today's conversation is not just me, everybody will all have the conversation together. Okay, so the first tool that you should use is to pause, process before you respond. Is to pause, process before you respond. How will you pause? Pause. Stop the immediate reaction. So, but because of pride, most times, once you have started your drama, you will not want to stop. You will not want to pause. You just like, so, my child will not be thinking that you continue. But today, I want to give you this tool. Throw away all your pride, throw away all your ego, and implement. Implement, okay? So pause. Pause. Ask yourself that this hitting that I'm doing, this yelling, this screaming, this scolding, all this thing I'm doing, is it beneficial to my child? Is it going to be beneficial at the long run? Okay, so you stop, you pause, and then you process before you respond. So that will give you the ability to process. That will give you the time to process. So process, think about what the results, think about what is really happening. Okay, is it your stress that is in operation? Okay, or is it your stress that is speaking, or your child's behavior? Most times it's your stress, most times it's your fatigue, most times it's all of that is speaking. So, and if you stop, if you pause to process, you will find out. Okay, and then at the end of the day, the last tool you can use is to respond. Choose a calm, constructive response. Choose a calm, constructive response. For example, if your child knocks over a glass of water, instead of shouting, scolding, or overreacting, pause. Take 3 deep breaths, okay? Process the situation, then respond, okay? It's just an accident. It's just an accident. Accident happens. Let's clean this together. That is the first tool. The first tool is for you to process, is to pause, is to stop, is to process it before you respond. But when you are not thinking, you're not thinking about your parenting, you just be spilling and spilling every time you are emotional, every time you are angry, every time you are ready to hit, every time you are ready to yell. But today I want us to practice, to implement with these tools. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much. Okay, I see you. Oh, hello, hi, hello, thank you. So that is your amygdala in operation. That is the amygdala in operation. So remember, we are having a conversation, like I said. I need you to comment below what situations make you snap the most at home. What is the situation that makes you just lose it? What is that situation? Put down in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. I should not be the only one conversing. All of you are saying hello, hi, hello, hi. I want to see more than hello, hi. Let's interact, okay? It's an interactive class. So the second tool is to identify your triggers. is to identify your triggers. Ask yourself, which situation, which behavior push my buttons the most? What is that thing that is always pushing my buttons? Why am I always? Ask yourself questions. Okay? Which times of the day are my hardest? Which time of the day is hardest for me? Write them down. Awareness is the first step towards change. Once you know your triggers, you can prepare yourself to respond intentionally instead of reacting automatically, instead of acting from your amygdala. But once you have sat down, you have written down your triggers, you have sat down to process it, you'll be able to now, okay, you'll be able to now respond with intentions. You'll be able to respond intentionally. Okay, so that is the second. Oh, okay, that's still our, that's okay, that's home. Okay, I said I need to know the situation, the behavior that makes you snap the most at home. I need you to put it down. I need to bring up the light, but it's okay. It's okay. The next our next class, the light is going to be brighter. So I said I need you to put it down in the comment section. What is that behavior that make you snap out the most? So the second tool I'm going to give you today is to identify. Okay, we have said identify your triggers. Identify your triggers so that you can know, so that you can start acting, responding intentionally. Then the third tool is reframing your child's behavior. Reframing your child's behavior. Remember that behavior is communication. So do well to get my book, Level of Parenting. Level of Parenting, in fact, I think, okay, there's a particular chapter that talks about your child's misbehavior. So do well to get my book when I publish it, okay? Level of Parenting. So now, reframing your child's behavior. That's the third tool. Don't just start screaming, oh, you are a stubborn child. You are rude. You are, come on, shut up. Oh, keep quiet. Reframe your child's behavior, because most times, or almost all the time, they are trying to tell you something. They are trying to communicate a need to you. So don't just dwell on what's on the surface. Okay, think beyond the behavior. Think beyond the behavior. Ask yourself, what is my child trying to tell me? What is my child trying to tell me? So don't be thinking, okay, this my child is rebelling, okay? But instead, think of what is my child trying to tell me? What is my child trying to communicate to me? What skills is lacking here? What skills is needed here? What skill is missing? Example, when your child talks back at you, it may be frustration, it may be fatigue. Sometimes you may be frustrating your children and they will say they will rebel. So sometimes you need to step back. So it's not everything that you come and start hitting. Or you are talking back at me, you just start slapping the child. You start hitting the child. You start shaming the child, scolding. So most times, misbehaviors are communication. So I need you to be able to stop and reframe that behavior. How do you reframe the behavior? By processing, processing before you respond, by stopping to process before you respond. Okay, so I've said that. Example, your child talks back at you, maybe out of frustration or even fatigue. Okay, so your children are human beings. I was watching a video yesterday. A popular person was saying that the daughter misbehaved, he slapped the baby, the child went to the mother, all those things, they are causing traumas. Yes, I know you say, you were raised that way. Our parents raised us that way. We turned out okay. We did not turn out okay. We did not. If you want to be truthful to yourself, we never turned out okay. So stop, continue that dysfunction. Discontinue it today. Okay, you can do it. I know it's something that you've lived with all your life, but you can start today. You can stop hitting your child. You can stop humiliating your child. You can stop all those harsh, tough love and start being intentional. Start being an intentional parenting. Stay with us in the Steward Tribers, okay? Book your slot and stay with us. Stop your tough love. Your tough love, will give you no return. At the end of the day, that child that you are saying, oh, I beat the child, her head is now correct. tomorrow that child will continue that circle. That child is traumatized. So I need you to stop doing all of that and start being intentional in your parenting. Okay? So that your child talk back at you, it may be out of frustration or fatigue. They are human beings. They have emotions. So don't just say, oh, that I'm talking to you and you're talking back at me. Another one is to refusal to clean up may indicate lack of structure. Okay? You just maybe today you've gone out, your friend told you that her daughter cooked, oh, her daughter did this one. You now come back home. You now say, why are you people like this? How are you people like this? See, you are already 15, you cannot even do anything. Meanwhile, there was no structure. You have never skilled her up. You've never taught them anything about doing chores in the house. Because you have gone out, there's never been structure in your house because you have gone out. Or you have heard me talking about structures and systems. You now come back and start expecting it from your child. No, you can't do that. You first of all start by building systems, by building structures, by skilling up your children. You don't expect what you have not deposited. You can't expect what you have not deposited. You cannot place something on nothing and expect it to stand. Okay? You have to do the work. You have to teach. To teach is not, it takes patience. It takes capacity. It takes capacity to be able to teach your children. You have to build that capacity. You have to build that patience. So don't be expecting what you have not taught. Teach before you expect. Teach before you expect. So that is another example that I just gave you, that your child did not do their chores, okay? Because there's no structure, lack of structure in the house. So when we frame behavior, when we frame behavior this way, we respond with okay. When we frame when our children misbehavior and when our children misbehave and when our children misbehaves and then we reframe their behavior, we step back and think that, okay, what is this child trying to communicate? What is happening here? Okay, that way we'll be able to come up with logical answers. That way we'll be able to come up with logical answers. But when we just start reacting, oh, you talk back at me, don't you know I carried you for 9 months? You carry the child for so that way you'll be able to sit back and come up with logical response instead of thinking from your amygdala. Your prefrontal cortex will come to surface, will come to play out. Okay, so stop acting from your amygdala. Come and build up your prefrontal content, build up your prefrontal cortex today and start acting from there. Okay, so instead of anger, instead of frustration, guide your children, okay, with curiosity instead of anger. So the fourth tool, I've told you about 3 tools now. The fourth tool is daily emotional regulation. Daily emotional regulation. Daily emotional regulation. That's the fourth tool. Daily emotional regulation. So how do you regulate your emotion? Oh, you don't even care about your nervous system. You don't even know how you are feeling. You just be acting without stopping to evaluate yourself, without any self-mastery, without any self-knowledge. You are just moving. So the fourth tool I want to give you today is daily emotional regulation. How do you regulate your emotions daily? For you, the parent, okay? For you, the parent, how do you evaluate? How do you regulate the emotions daily? So some simple practices is number 1 is deep breathing or grounding exercises. Deep breathing or grounding exercises. You can engage on that. That would give you emotional regulation. Another one is short mindfulness or meditation. When you are doing mindful parenting, you'll be very aware of what you are doing part time. You'll be aware of what you are doing part time. You won't just be reacting. Okay? Mindfulness or meditation. So, and this breaks Okay, mindful, okay, meditation breaks. Then journaling. Journal your triggers. Journaling your triggers and reflections. Dear parents, I want to advise you today. Another thing that will make you become intentional is reflecting. So many of us don't reflect. We just as the thing is doing us, we are doing it. As the thing is at anything that comes to my mind, I just do it. No, you can't be acting that way. You can't be acting from instinct. You have to start reflecting about your actions. You have to start reflecting about your actions. Okay, that way you'll be able to be grounded. You'll be able to be grounded instead of just as the thing is doing you are doing it. No, that is not intentional parenting. That is not parenting from intention, from your from a curated tools. Okay, this fourth tools said journaling, daily journaling. Okay, daily journaling. Another tool that can help you is small daily interactions. Small daily, okay, small daily interaction. Practicing calm languages. Okay, practicing calm languages in small daily interactions. Practicing calm. You don't have to go to the national stage before you start practicing calm interaction. You can start in small in your home. Okay, in fact your family members are the people that are supposed to get the best of you. They are the ones that deserve the best of you. So you don't have to you don't have to wait until you get to bigger stages before you now start trying to be calm. Be calm from today, from your home. Okay, practice small daily interactions. Calm language in your small daily interactions. Start practicing it from today. Okay, because regulated parents raise regulated children. Regulated parents raise regulated children. When you're calm, your child learns to mirror the calmness. When you are calm, your child learns to mirror the calmness. But when you are all over the place, you are not regulated, you are not even thinking, you are quick to hit, you are quick to yell, you are screaming on the top of your voice because you don't have the skill to be able to discipline. So, and I've been saying discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not punishment. I know many people say it out there that they hit their children, they slap their children, and today they can think very well. From all your own experience, you know that you are surviving. You are just managing. So don't continue that circle, please. Don't come and learn. Come and learn how to do this effectively. Come and learn discipline. Discipline is not punishment. I repeat again. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is guidance. Discipline is teaching. Okay, and we can rise up to that standard. I know it's hard, but we can do it. If I can do it, you also can do it. Okay, so now moving forward, we are going to go to the fifth tool. The fifth tool is to build predictable systems. We've been talking last week we talked about structures. Now predictable systems. What are systems? Systems are the patterns in which you operate. Okay, predictable systems. Shouting often happens when life is chaotic, but systems remove confusion and reduce emotional overload. System remove confusion and reduces emotional overload. That's what system does. But when you are moving with a chaotic life, today you are okay, tomorrow you are not. You are not working with systems, but system will give you clarity. System will give you connection. System will make you your emotion your emotional overload to reduce. Okay, that's what systems will do to you. So don't be working without systems. Don't be working without structures. Don't be all over the place. You are trying to press. You are trying to force your children, forgetting that they are human beings. You are trying to force them into a box. Oh, do this. You must do it without having structures, without having systems. You are just trying to get a result from those people you have never taught them. You don't have structures. You don't have system of achieving those things, but you are trying to force them into this into what you want. But today I want you to start with morning and bedtime routines. You can start building your system by building morning and bedtime routines, by having clear expectations, by having family agreements. Okay? A consistent discipline framework. A consistent discipline framework. Discipline, again, is not punishment. Go and kneel down. Go and bring the cane. Go and bring the belt. Give me what you use your hands. Use your hand to slap. That is not discipline. That is not discipline. We can rise up to that standard. I know we can all do that. We can do it. It is so we can stop being on the. I like your earring. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So we can rise up to that level and be consistent in our discipline. Have a consistent discipline framework. For example, if you assign chores to your child and the child did not do that assigned chores, okay, your child, if assigned chores isn't done on time, okay, your child follows a pre-agreed consequence. Calmly, instead of you reacting angrily, systems create structure and peace. So there was a day me and my daughter we were sitting down. So she was like, she have to be careful. If not, if she pour that food away now, she will have to go and start sweeping the whole parlor. So she already knows that, okay, if this happens, this is what it's already a settled framework. It's a settled framework. So that is what you can do today. Let there be a let there be a what? A pre-agreed. Sorry about my class today. So let there be a pre-agreed consequence for actions. So let not be like, oh, the child doesn't even know what to expect. Let your expectation be consistent. Let them expect you consistently. Okay? So we are moving to our recap and our reflection. Let's recap about the tools. We said the first tool was to pause, process before responding. Secondly, to identify your triggers. Sit down to identify, think about what is that thing that is making you hit your child so hard. What is that thing that is making you punish your child? What is that thing that is making you to yell, that you self, after yelling, your body, you will know that something has happened. What is that thing? Thirdly is to reframe behavior. Reframe your child's behavior. That they are behaving that way, you need to step back. Okay, like I mentioned, get the book Level Up Parenting. In that book, we talked about behavior extensively. I talked about behavior extensively. So reframe behavior. That way you'll be able to think beyond what is happening now. Okay? That way you will think beyond what's happening now. And fourthly, emotional regulation. Emotional regulation practices for yourself. Practices that calms your emotion. That's using your, now we are trying to move away from using the amygdala. Most of us, we've settled on our amygdala, using the part of our brain that is emotional. But I need us today to move to the prefrontal cortex, to start thinking, to start being intentional about our actions, not just be moving with our on our, as our emotions as it's doing me, I start doing it, I follow it. That is your amygdala in operation. Stop using your amygdala today and start using your prefrontal cortex when you are with your child. You must not go down to your child's level. Your child is only a child. They are still growing. They are human beings growing. They are growing human beings. So that your child misbehaves does not mean that you too, you go and start misbehaving. You start slapping. You start hitting. You start punishing. You start getting your belt, your koboko. That is not working from your prefrontal cortex. That is not working from your prefrontal cortex. You are still operating from your amygdala. So step up today. Step up, level up, and step away from such parenting and become intentional today. You can do it. You can do it. So I said the last tool is to build predictable systems. Build predictable. Let your child know that, okay, when this happens, this is what will happen. When Y happen, Z will happen. When A happen, B will happen. Let the system be predictable. Not that today you are okay, go and bring the mop, let's clean it together. Tomorrow you slap, next tomorrow you get your koboko. Have I not warned you before? Have I not done it with you before? This parenting, you have to build capacity. You have to build patience. You have to build your patience quotient. It's not automatic. Okay, you that have been sorry. Yes, thriving over surviving. Yes, you can thrive over just surviving. You can thrive instead of just surviving in your parenting. You can start thriving. Don't stay on on that level. Don't stay on that level. Start thriving. You can start thriving even in your parenting. You can start building systems. You can start building a home that can last generations. You can start building principles that can pass generations, not hitting. You can build principles. You can build families. You can build families that last in generations, in 200 years time, in decades. You can build those kind of systems by being intentional. Okay? So parenting is challenging, but you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do parenting alone. So now I need to ask you something again. So think about this. Which tool will you start practicing today? Which tool will you start applying today? Okay? Comment below and let's share ideas. Okay? Thank you all so much that have been commenting. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your comments. I thank you all for being here. I feel so blessed that you are here to join me in my live class. Even though I usually it's on Saturdays we hold this class, but I moved it down to Friday, and you are still here. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. So back to our discussion. Parenting is challenging, but you don't have to do it alone. If you want an ongoing support, resources, and guidance to raise your child with calm, with authority, with connection, and clarity, I invite you today to join the Steward Tribals Community Program starting on the 1st of April 2026. To book your slot, a single slot costs just 100,000 naira. And if you are coming with your spouse, your slot is 150,000 naira. Okay? You can book a slot with 5,000 or 10,000 naira as your case may be, and spread your payments until the 1st of April next year, where the community will be starting. The annual program will start. Okay? Don't do parenting alone. Don't do parenting in isolation. You have support. You have people that are thinking like you. You have them. They are somewhere. They are in the Steward Tribals. Come and join them. Come and join them. Come and get people that will hold you accountable. Come and join us today. Okay? I need you to do another thing now, to share this session with another parent who needs practical tools, because the right change today can transform a whole generation. That change, that calming down, that processing before you respond, it can transform a whole generation. Your children, if they are watching you, they are learning from you. It's not that hitting, it's not that jumping about that you are doing that would pass your principles to them. No, it will not pass any principle. It will only pass fear. It will only pass fear. But I need you to be able to join a community that will hold you to a standard, a very high standard, where you start putting yourself under control instead of trying to control your children, and connect instead. You put yourself under control instead of trying to control your children. Okay? So thank you so much for joining me today for today's Friday's conversation. Keep practicing these tools, okay? And I will see you in the next session. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. I know when we grow, you all will still be here with me. I know most of you that are here watching me now, you are already in the Steward Tribals. Don't forget to book your slots today. Thank you all once again. Bye-bye.